All right, my name is Nick and I do visual media production. I'm a freelancer. I do drone, photo, video, man of many hats. Now, if you're here, you're probably interested in monopods, specifically the Coman monopod, the Coman M1 Pro V5. Now, just to give you a little bit of how this video is going to go, a run of show, if you will, I'm going to talk about my experience with it, its features, and how I feel it holds up compared to what I thought it would be. So I'm going to film these bits now, and then I'm going to go get some real world experience with it and come back and share my thoughts. So now to get into the backstory. As a freelancer, I find myself on a lot of projects where I have to be quick and on the go, solo shooting, all that good stuff. And I found myself struggling a bit, using a tripod, even if it's carbon fiber, lightweight, etc. Inherently, you just have to extend these legs, and by the time you get the legs extended and you get the tripod level, the shot's gone. And that, if you felt it before, is a crappy feeling. So that's where my interest in monopods was born. A little more into how this video came into play. I was searching for monopods because of all that stuff I just mentioned, and I eventually got some ads on my feed because the algorithm was algorithming, and Coman came across my feed, and looking at their product, I was pretty impressed. Carbon fiber, which I'm a sucker for, video head, one-click adjust, all those cool features. So I reached out, and to be completely transparent, this video and a couple other pieces of media are what is going to be exchanged for the monopod. So no money directly is changing hands. However, I am getting this monopod in exchange for the material that I produce of this monopod. Some features I was really excited about are, like I had mentioned just a second ago, the one-click adjust. So it's super simple. You just grab the handle, pull it up, lock it back into place. Super cool. So that's something I was super interested in. It's just too easy to do. The fact that it came with a video head is huge because I do mainly video, so that's very important to me. I originally thought monopods were just for photo. You know, you see all of the sports photographers on the sidelines using monopods with those like giant lenses. So originally I thought that's what they were for, and I was pleasantly surprised. So aside from the one-click adjust, the video head, I also think it's really cool that the Coman monopod has a little foot pedal that allows you to kind of sway the center column. So huge for video, again, because if you're panning, getting shots of a car's going by, I need to be able to maybe dip as the car comes closer, that sort of thing. So those are just a few features I'm excited about, but I'm sure I'm going to find many more. I know there are a few that I'm subtly aware of that I'm pretty interested in, but I'm going to go test them out, get some real world experience with it, get my hands on it, feel it out, and then come back and share my thoughts on how I feel it actually holds up compared to what I thought it would be, and maybe give a little insight as to how I think it'll hold up in my kit. Is it going to be what I thought it was? Am I going to absolutely love it? I think I will, but we'll find out. So yeah, I'm going to go get some real world experience with this thing, and I will come back to you and share my thoughts. Cut. Okay, we are back. I had a great time using the monopod. Short answer, it does hold up. I am impressed, but to get into it in a little more depth, let's get into the things that I found impressive on first look, and then the things that I found a little later on through a little more extensive use. So first thing on the list is the one-click height. That's a pretty obvious one if you ask me. The fact that you could adjust a monopod with one hand, one click, I think that's super cool. The next thing is the vertical plate. The monopod comes with two plates, a traditional Manfrotto plate, and then it comes with a vertical plate, which in a little more description is a plate that has a hinge, and so you can mount your camera traditionally, and then with the hinge you can rotate it vertically, get your vertical shots I think that's super cool, very useful. The next thing is the fact that they included Allen keys in both of the plates. That kind of speaks for itself, the ability to have an Allen key with you at all times, super useful. So that's great. The next thing is the mounting point on the center column. It has a 1/4-20 with airy pins. As somebody who's always mounting stuff, the ability to throw a magic arm on there with, you know, your microphone or monitor, super cool to have. Like I said, always mounting stuff, so I love that feature personally. The next thing is a super simple feature, I think, for the manufacturer or Coman to add, but super useful for the user, and a huge benefit to us as the user is the fact that there's a switch for the plate head. And what I'm talking about is most, if not all, fluid heads have a little notch in the fluid head where the plate goes, and that's to keep your camera from sliding off when it's not locked in. Now, if you used a DJI plate before, the need for that notch to be in a different position is present because DJI designs their plates a little differently, obviously for the gimbal use. So as somebody who uses DJI gimbals and often keeps a Manfrotto plate from DJI on my camera systems, I will surely be keeping that switch set to the RS2 side, but it's nice to have a simple adjustment to switch between traditional Manfrotto and DJI Manfrotto if you need it. The last thing as far as first impressions that I really liked was the one-click locking mechanism for the fluid head. So again, speaking about fluid heads, traditionally you would mount your camera system with the plate, sliding it in horizontally. This system's a bit different, and what it does is it goes in one side down, and then once you put that second side down, and what it does is it triggers these two pins that are holding the locking lever. And so once you trigger those two pins, the locking lever goes forward, which enables you to fully lock your camera system down so that it's safe and secure. Now, moving on to the extended use features that I found really cool. Continuing with the locking plate mechanism, I continued to find that really cool, really nice to use. The fact that it's so efficient, you just move that lever forward or backwards and it allows you to pop your camera on and off really fast and efficient. The next thing is it's a little different, kind of a feature, kind of a tip. Maybe I should read instructions more, but the vertical plate has not just a regular hinge in it, but a screw. And why that's important is because when you're using a heavier setup like I did, it allows you to increase the friction of the hinge, which allows you to mount heavier setups so that it won't flop around, because the level of resistance was only set for a lighter setup like a mirrorless or something. And so once I tightened it up, I had no issues with my heavier camera setup on it. I thought that's a really cool, simple feature to add. Moving on, the center column has the ability to tilt. There's a little pedal at the base. You press it in and you can tilt the monopod around. It helps get the shots that you need. Along with that is a little, I guess you could call it a lever. It's kind of a button that slides back and forth, and what that does is it allows you to adjust the level of friction for that tilt movement. So again, with a heavier setup, the ability to increase the friction to help manage the weight so it's not flying around too crazily, I think was a super simple add, and it was really cool for them to add it in there. Speaking about the one-click adjust system, bringing that back up, because in theory, initial impressions, I thought it was super cool, but I had maybe a little bit of concern whether it would be super solid and how robust it would be. But after further use, especially with a super heavier setup, compared to mirrorless at least, it held up really well. I found myself able to one-handed, just adjust the height of the center column very quickly, and found it very simple to do. So very pleased with that. Another thing that I found really cool was, and something that I didn't notice in the beginning, was the fact that there's a built-in like thumb screw, if you will, for the fluid head handle. Now, you simply just lefty-loosey, extend the handle out, righty-tighty, and then you have a longer piece to grab on when you're using the fluid head. So that's everything for me. If there's something that you want to hear more about, leave a comment or let me know, and maybe I can explain it more deeply. But yeah, that's it for me. Hope I explained a lot of good stuff for you about this monopod. Again, looking forward to using it and really putting it in my kit and putting it to use. So yeah, see you on the next one. Peace.